Wow, this camera is super high resolution. It's like you can see almost everything on my face. You can see my hair. I mean, it's very, very bright. Oh my gosh. So I wanted to just give you a little story after I have dealt with this virus that was running through me the last couple weeks about eating to maintain and eating to eliminate. And so I was drinking a bunch of coffee, the last like week or so. But I wouldn't really be awake. I would still, even though I drank coffee in the morning, I knew I could poop. I would poop, but it's not like I'm eliminating everything because the body has like your colon has like probably like 6 chambers. That's the 6 sphincter muscles that are pushing stuff. And there's specific chambers, there's muscles that help push the poop through the system. Okay. And so I know I was harboring poop because I was feeling a little bit bloated, but I wasn't going to try to go and eliminate through drinking a bunch of milk or drinking J juice. I was going to let sleeping dogs lie, and I would just deal with all the energy until my body would let me know when it needed to eliminate. And so I would feel all the heat. It would be like constipation, little pebbles, and then soft poop and all that stuff. Okay, fine. And so now that I woke up this morning at 4 a.m., just completely awake, not tired. A little bit of heat every so often. Felt a little bit of heat when I was on the toilet right now, but that's okay. But that's about it. So the thing was, I drank a bunch of coffee this morning. I had like a cup of my regular potted coffee, and then I'm drinking like, this is like one and a half of these. And I'll tell you what, I'm not done with I probably put this in the fridge, but I have been in the bathroom going to the restroom. Now you say, okay, it's a diuretic, but not really, because I was drinking coffee last week and it wasn't going through me like I had to pee. Like I would pee like a few times and that would be it. But no, today I was peeing like as if I was doing waterfalls, but I wasn't doing waterfalls. I was peeing because the body was releasing all the liquid that was saving it up for doing all the regeneration and stuff. And so I've been peeing like all morning. Like I'd get up, go pee, get up. I'm like, oh my God, this is like doing waterfalls, but the other way around, right? But I had trouble pooping this morning. I had a little bit of poop come out, whatever. Okay, fine. I wasn't going to try to make it and force it, whatever. I just leave it alone. But then I I ate some cereal. I had some chicken and vegetable and rice, like leftovers from last night with some cheese on it. And then I had a bowl of cereal. I gave some to my dog. She only drank a little bit of it, not too much, because she actually stopped herself and walked away. So she's a self-feeder. And so then all of a sudden I felt like something puckering with my butt, right? So I go to the restroom and man, everything came out. And it wasn't like diarrhea. It was just that the body was moving things through. So you eat to eliminate, you eat to maintain, and you eat to eliminate. You don't use J juice to eliminate. You're going to eat food like cereal, milk. Maybe you eat an ice cream, a milkshake, maybe a cafe mocha with cream or soy. And so you eat to maintain and you eat to eliminate. And so you eat to also evolve. Like I ate a lot this morning because I was evolving, but it also is to eliminate as well. And so when you have a drop in sugar, you eat to evolve. And then the points in between your last viral evolution and maybe the next viral evolution, now it's eating to maintain. And so when I notice that I'm exposed to a new viral variant, I will feel my sugar drop and I'll want to eat more stuff. Because I don't have to eat, like before all these viruses, I didn't have to eat as much. But now I'm eating a lot more because I'm feeding the virus. So I want you guys to understand that there's a difference with how you eat and eating to maintain, eating to eliminate, and then noticing what's going on in your digestive system, because this is going to help you prolong your life, understand adaptation / immortality and evolution, and then you are prepared to deal with all the symptoms, and you feed all symptoms with food. You don't try to squelch the energy, because the aging process is squelching evolutionary energy. And even though you're not discriminating against food, your body isn't maximizing or optimizing the food supply, because you don't have optimized systems. You're not maximizing the food supply. You're essentially wasting food, because people who are aging, eating food, they're really wasting food. Yeah, it's giving them superficial energy so they can carry on another day. But as soon as they get cancer disease, chronic illness, or they feel they have to go take herbs or extracts or get a vector, it's the body saying you are not utilizing the resources in the food supply. You're at a deficit. And this is the energy letting you know you need to feed it. And then people are like, oh, I'm going to feed it, but you haven't reset the vital programming. So you have glitchy operating system, platform, that is not sending the correct messages to all your systems. And so your body is wasting, I would say, I'm just going to shot in the dark, 90% of the food supply. And so when you have the lack of processing food correctly in your body, and then the environment is so dynamic out there, and you're getting vectors and therapeutics, and you're doing everything to squelch the energy, guess what's going to happen? You're going to accelerate the aging process. And so I'm looking at people on my Facebook, and I've seen them travel around, do all this stuff, and I noticed their face is aging from a couple years ago. They're losing more of the collagen. I could see them looking like their grandfathers or their dads, okay? And you can see them losing the minerals in their hair. And so the aging process is unmistakable when someone is not maximizing the nutrients in the food supply. And so, if you're going to eat, you might as well have it do something for you. If you're going to eat, why waste these valuable resources on a body that's just like a garbage disposal? Because garbage disposals don't do anything with the food except turn it into waste. Okay? They turn it into whatever. It's like compost. Yeah, it gets recycled back to earth, but it's not helping the human. Okay? And so understand that eating to maintain, eating to evolve, and eating to eliminate is very important to understand and learn when you want to understand longevity and maximizing resources, conserving your energy. And also it will contribute to the clarity of thought, making the connections faster, even helping you articulate and verbalize and express yourself in a very intelligent way. You slow down, you utilize all the resources at your disposal. You do your own research. You're not dependent upon somebody else to tell you the answers. Okay? And you develop your own thought process. But those that are in a cured state, that are extremely reactive, okay, they will be like little triggers waiting for someone to trigger them. And then they react, and then they burn up and supernova. And that is most people in our society, if not all, except for a very few, like very few. And so if you don't want to be a reactive type of device, where someone is just going to keep taking resources from you after they've gotten you to react, and then they evoke the energy is out there like, emitting light, and then they're taking your resources from you, not giving back to you. You want to be used that way? Okay. That's 99.999% of our society is people are using their energy to try to keep themselves alive, but they can't even do anything with that energy themselves, and so everyone is cannibalizing each other, except for a very few. So if you're at war with somebody, at war with the virus, at war with yourself, at war with evolution, at war with symptoms, at war with another binary-driven argument, then you are actively being canceled out by the other party. And so that's why I brought everything down to physics, so you understand. Proton is one argument, it's a plus sign. Neutron is an equal sign. Electron is another argument, and it's a negative sign. And the protons and the neutrons hang out together, and it's the electrons that are kind of doing the orbit type of thing. And what I didn't realize is the neutron is what then annihilates both the electron and the protons, and this causes a great, huge explosion. So neutrons emit more radiation, less explosion, more radiation, so more energy. Hydrogen bombs and atom bombs have a lot more explosion, less radiation, but the energy does annihilate. And so, when you have this type of reactive energy, whether it's a proton, neutron bomb, atomic bomb, hydrogen bomb, It could create life and it can destroy life, but you could stay alive and understand that you don't want to totally annihilate yourself. And so you walk away from overwhelming energy, and they should walk away from you if you are out to destroy and they're out to destroy you. And some people don't know this, but they're always trying to force a square peg in a round hole. And that is the binary driven arguments that's run by the Socratic method. I can question Socrates, all the Greek platforms. I'm telling you, they may think they're really, innovative and revolutionary, but people die from revolutions. There is no evolution from a revolution. And so when you're always promoting binary driven arguments, of which the politics, religion, and science are predicated upon people canceling each other out and destroy, and the only one that's evolving is the government, because the people are being caught up in the government's manipulations of the binary driven arguments, and then the government becomes that neutron bomb that annihilates both sides. And you're watching it with the vaccine mandates as far as Southwest and the airports. You know that they're reporting that people are still passing away even though they've been vectored. So that ought to tell you something, that the government is now putting a total slam on both arguments. So if you think you pride yourself being vectored, you pride yourself not being vectored, it's not going to matter if you don't have what it takes to deal with the dynamic environment. Some of you have a few lives left in you so you can handle the vector and the environment, but then the lifestyles haven't changed. The environment has changed dramatically, and people are going to supernova. They think, oh yeah, I'm vectored, I'm going to go hang out with everybody and whatever. And that's only going to accelerate the little tiny atomic bombs in your body that are being triggered by the mRNA, because they're around a bunch of people who are dropping their viral RPGs right in the air, and they're breathing it in. And so the body's doing stuff that you really can't feel. But when you're tired, you know something's going on within you. When I was tired and I'm sweating, I know there's activity within me. I don't feel too much pain. I did feel pain actually in my arms last night. I had muscle pain the last couple of days. But there's a lot more going on than that, okay? So if you pride yourself in not feeling shit, but yet you feel tired, or you're sweating, and you're vectored, and your friend, like my husband, if my husband wants to go out and hang out with a bunch of people, I'm not gonna stop him, okay? But I am not right now trying to hang out with a bunch of people and go in different places, except for the grocery store and things that I need, and that's it. So I will not actively put my husband in a situation where he might be around a bunch of people, whether he's vectored or not, knowing how dynamic this environment is, because it will work against a person in a weaker condition. And it will accelerate the aging process in a younger person. It'll mature a youth, like a minor, faster. The kids are going to grow faster. They're going to mature faster. And they're going to be thrust in adult situations because nobody can tell how old they are. And they're also taking in information that, yeah, they should know, but do they have the capacity to understand and process it? Do they have the maturity level to understand some of these very complex things that are going on? And there are people who are out to go and exploit that. And so, you're going to see now the blurred lines between minor and adult. And that's because the environment is that much more aggressive. And so, I'm telling you, at this point, if you stay home and stay safe, you build yourself up, be the example for the people around you, and you learn to articulate your thoughts and your feelings, and you take care of business, and you give yourself some kind of reserves and something to look forward to the future. And it doesn't have to be always out there, okay? I'm telling you, it's very volatile out there, very volatile. And it's only get more volatile. And then with the winter coming up, you saw that news feed in the article in my news feed, that the colder it gets, the more people hang out together, that's when the viruses are going to mutate even more. And so, the holidays are going to be the moment of truth. And so some of you are going to have to rethink, do you really want to get together for the holidays? You really want to go hang out with a bunch of people on the holidays? Or maybe it's okay to have a nice quiet time at home between you and your spouse, eat a nice turkey dinner, watch a nice movie, pet your dog and your animal, and be thankful you're fucking alive. But some people take that shit for granted. And so they'll pretend that nothing's going on out there until their spouse or their kid or their uncle or their aunt or their grandma do not wake up from a heart attack or a stroke. They just die because they didn't have what it took to handle the environment, and they have so many little viral transducers in their body laying dormant, waiting to get triggered by the one virus that rules them all, and it's different for everybody. That's the thing people don't realize, that they've been laying the groundwork for the last couple years, and it's only going to get progressively worse. So make better choices, you guys, because it's not going to get any better anytime soon. All right, bye.